I am Judas. I was born in a town in Israel no one remembers, a place of shadows and whispers behind closed doors for fear of the Roman swords. If you think you know me, you don't. You've heard my name spat out in sermons, read in sacred pages, but you've never heard my side of the story. I was a boy once, just like any other. I laughed, I dreamed, I bled, but somewhere along the way, something broke, and when it did, it swallowed me whole. This is my story. My father was a trader, stern, proud, obsessed with wealth. I'd watch him count his coins by firelight, the glint dancing in his eyes. And me, I wanted that glint too. My father, he taught me early. He would say, son, loyalty is a tool, and trust is a weapon. So I grew up to be that child. You know, the one sneaking extra figs, lying about chores, pretending to share. I felt entitled. Even then, my heart had cracks. Small ones, invisible but dangerous. My mother, she will always caution me whenever she noticed my burning greed in display. She will say, "Be content, Judas. A greedy heart leads to a restless soul." But I didn't listen. Parents, beware. Sometimes the enemy plants seeds when no one's watching, and if you don't pull them out, they grow into monsters. I grew up fast and wild. From cheating my friends when we go fruits hunting and taking from the elderly blind beggars. Soon I was a young man, angry at Rome, disgusted by the temple, tired of waiting. I had watched men rise and fall by deceit. I saw brothers sell each other for a silver coin. Fathers betray sons for a seat at the table. It was the way of the world. And I learned to swim in that current. Then something changed. It was the coming of a man. Some said he was a god. I heard elders spoke of him, and my curious soul longed to see him. Whispers spread like wildfire. A man from Nazareth, he was a healer, a prophet, and a miracle worker. Many said he was the Messiah. My blood stirred. Could this be him? The one who'd finally crush Rome, and fill our pockets with gold, and raised us to power. For I was sick and tired of the oppression of Rome. So when I hear he was passing through town, I put on my best robe, spray my perfumes. I couldn't get close, but I pushed through the crowd, climbing walls and bribing whoever I could with a coin, just to take his space in order to get to the master. I saw opportunity, not salvation, not truth, but power, something my soul had always longed for. And when he looked at me, it wasn't power I saw in his eyes. It was love. Unshaken, undeserved, and I hated it. I know even this moment as you are watching me, you still speak my name like it drips with poison. Judas the traitor, Judas the thief. But let me tell you, no one survives in this world without learning to play the game. The fishermen were easy, simple men. Hearts too soft, minds too slow. I flattered, I smiled. I told them I believed, that I too longed for the kingdom of heaven. But in truth, I dreamed of palaces, thrones commanding legions. I saw myself seated beside the king of the universe, his most trusted advisor, controlling the treasury, the politics, the alliances. What an honor and privilege. And Jesus, he was captivating. His words stirred the masses like fire in dry grass. I thought, this is the one, the man who will overthrow Rome, tear down these corrupt priests, and build an empire with me at his right hand. My position is one anyone will kill for. So I played my part. I maneuvered my way closer. I whispered to the others, we need someone with a sharp mind to keep the money. Soon the purse was in my hands. I handled the donations, and yes, I helped myself. Why shouldn't I? I earned it. But behind those holy gatherings, I pulled strings, spoke with the Pharisees in secret, learning their fears, offering information for favors. I promised them I'd help control him if things got out of hand. I was a bridge between worlds, a dealer of secrets. Jesus was a god. I saw many miracles every day with him. was unspeakable wonders. I once watched Jesus pull a coin from a fish's mouth. For days I will go back to the river wondering why he doesn't command all the fishes to spit out gold. With this, we could buy armies from across the desert and oceans to wage war against Rome. But instead I watch him speak of riches in heaven while turning away earthly crowns. And with every miracle, my frustration grew. Why does he waste this power on peasants and lepers? He could have ruled. And when it became clear he wouldn't take his throne, when he spoke of dying, of sacrificing himself for his enemies, I couldn't understand. So I made my decision. If he would not seize the world, I would seize what I could. And so the ultimate betrayal, 30 pieces of silver, a fair price for a broken dream. But hear me, please believe me, I wasn't born a monster. The seeds of greed, ambition, betrayal, they were planted long ago, fed by a world that rewards the cunning and devours the innocent. And maybe you have them too in your heart, in your deals, your jealousies, your quiet betrayals. I am Judas, and I am not so different from you. Do you think am I? Then there was the perfume. You might probably have read about it in the scriptures. That woman shattered a jar worth a year's wages and poured it on Jesus' feet. I raged inside. We could have sold it, fed the poor. I said, but it wasn't about the poor. It was about me. This event was the last crack before the dam broke. And so I made a deal with the devil. 30 pieces, cold, heavy, blood money. It was the kiss that killed me. I told them tonight in the garden, the one I kiss, he's the one you seek. 30 pieces of silver, heavy in my pocket, heavier on my heart. I led them through the shadows, the soldiers clutching their swords, their torches casting flickers on ancient olive trees. And in the distance I saw him, Jesus. He wasn't hiding, he was waiting, as if he already knew. Of course he knew he was God. The others, Peter, James, John, their faces blurred by fear. And me, I walked ahead. Every step was a stone in my throat, every heartbeat a drum of war in my chest. And when I reached him, I looked into his eyes, and eyes blue as the ocean filled with nothing but love. God help me. He was still looking at me like a brother. His eyes, they weren't angry. They weren't afraid. They were sad, filled with the burden of mankind. Like a father watching his son drown, reaching out, knowing he won't grab the hand. I forced a smile. My lips trembled. I wanted to run, scream, undo it all. But the silver, the deals, the lies, they'd already bought my soul. So I leaned in, my voice cracking, Rabbi, Master. And I kissed him, the way a brother would. A kiss, a sign of love, turned into a weapon. In that moment, everything inside me broke. I felt it, the weight of every lie, every stolen coin, every jealous thought, and it crushed me. His cold whisper shattered my soul. Judas, do you betray the Son of Man with a kiss? His words, they weren't an accusation. They were a mourning, a sorrow deeper than death. The soldiers grabbed him. The torches flared. Peter raised his sword, and the world shattered. I stumbled back, the taste of evil and tears in my mouth. And as they dragged him away, still silent, still merciful, I realized I hadn't just betrayed a man. I'd betrayed love itself. I'd sold heaven for coins that now burned my skin. People call me traitor, demon, monster, but none of them knows what it feels like to betray someone who still loves you. None of them saw his eyes. I watched them bind his hands, and something inside me screamed. I ran until the world blurred, and when I stopped, the silver burned in my hands. I threw it away. It was too late. Sometimes I wonder, was I born for this? Was it written before I took my first breath? Could I have changed? Are people destined to betray, to fall, to break the hearts of those who love them? Or do we choose it little by little? Every selfish thought, every greedy act, every time we ignore the warnings. I don't know. I don't ask for your forgiveness. I wouldn't dare. But when you hear my name, don't just curse it, think of yours. Do you know someone like me? You trusted them, but they betrayed you. Or maybe you're me, the one who lies, steals plots, sells love for silver. What will you do before it's too late? Don't you think it's time to change? I walked with the Son of God and still chose the shadows. Would you?
Judas Iscariot, a name remembered, a soul lost. Subscribe, like, and share for more animated Bible stories.